Good morning, everyone. How are we doing this morning? Always so much fun getting that little thing going. Anyway, we're going to do a couple really fun things today. And yeah, so we're going to work with chocolate. That's always so super yummy. And you can use whatever, in this case, we're going to use a bar chocolate, and you can use, like, this is the Belgium stuff, you know, you can get it pretty much anywhere. And we're just going to get that melting a bit. And so this recipe is, you could do it with coconut oil and pure organic cocoa if you wanted to, and just melt that down. But what I find is that it tends to, you know, depending on what temperature your house is, it will tend to melt a little bit quicker because the coconut oil, right? So it's, when you take it out, like, you pretty much always have to keep it in the fridge, but maybe not this time of year. Kind of cool in everyone's houses, and so you might not need to do that. But anyway, you can do either way. You can do a coconut oil and cocoa and get them melted. So you just want a melted chocolate. That's what we're after right now. So we're just going to leave that sit for a few minutes while we go on to the next thing. And just get my stuff out of the way here. Okay, so with this, we're going to have fun with making a layered smoothie. So we have here, or maybe a layered nice cream. We'll see. You can freeze it if you want. But these are frozen bananas. And this is a frozen kind of, like, take it out. You could use banana. You could use, hey everybody, hi, good morning. You could use mango. You can use apple. You can actually freeze an apple. Hey Norris, hi everybody. Hey, good morning everyone. So, so any kind of fruit. So we have here frozen banana, we have frozen mango, and we have, from my garden, frozen raspberries, which are really lovely. So what we're going to do, if I can get this open, oh my gosh, that's a pretty good freezer bag. It doesn't want to open. It's a Ziploc brand, that's why. So anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to do a few little layers. And so we're going to start with the mango. And I actually was going to freeze an apple for you guys, but I kind of forgot to do that. So we're going to work with the mango first. Let me think about this. There's always so many different ways of doing a recipe. Hey Kathy, hi, good morning. There's so many different ways of doing a recipe all the time. So many variations, you know, and once I start getting into it, I'm like, well, you know, I was going to do it this way, but I could do it that way. So it doesn't really matter. So do you want the darker colors coming up or the lighter colors coming up? Maybe we should do the darker colors first and then go up to the lighter colors. Okay. Anyways, I have a minute to think about that because I have to peel this frozen mango, which is really quite, it's soft on the outside, but, you know, still quite firm. It's really cold on the inside. Good morning, Jane. Hey, good morning, everybody. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's very cold on the, as I keep on holding on to it, now my hand's starting to freeze. But anyway, just get that peeling off, whatever fruit you're using. If you need to get a peeling off, you can get a peeling off. Okay, so we're just going to do that. And I think we're just going to let that sit for a minute while my hand unthaws. Okay, the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to do the red layer first. Hi, Minik. I'm having such a hard time deciding this morning exactly what to do. I'm just going to get this going. This is a double, it's not really a double boiler, but it's a makeshift double boiler with just water underneath to melt this chocolate. So we're just letting that melt for the new people, that came on. while we work with this. Okay, so the frozen banana. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, no, I'm not. I can't make a decision this morning. It's so fun. Okay, let's go with raspberries, and that's it. I'm sticking to it. We're going to do raspberries first. So we're going to do the raspberries in here, and I'm going to take these beautiful raspberries. And now this smoothie, you know, if you want, because I'm just going to throw them all in there. If you want, you can add a sweetener to this, because these are fresh raspberries out of the garden. And so they're going to be, hey, wow, Michael, so many great people on. These are from the garden, and so they're not super sweet. You know how raspberries are. They have a little bit of tartness to them. So what we're going to do is we're going to, you know, if you wanted to add a tiny bit of sweetener, you could. If you want, you could add a little bit of maple syrup or something like that. I'm going to blend these first and just add a tiny bit of water to get them going. You know, I don't really care if they are very sweet, so it's not really going to matter to me. But if you want to, you can add a sweetener to it. You know, it's going to be kind of like a nice cream, dairy-free ice cream thing. So I don't know if you guys can see this okay. I think so. Okay, it's just the magic. I have two whatever magic bullet things, and they have certain lids for each one, and I'm pretty sure this one works on this one, or I'll have to put it on the other one. Oh, is that not the right one? Maybe it's not the right one. I thought I had it on the right one. We're having a comedy show today. Oh my gosh, everybody's here. Oh, we're doing a couple little desserts today. Oh, it doesn't want to go. Technical difficulties. Is Mercury in retrograde? Okay, plan B, you guys. Going on to the plan B. Let's use, oh, wait a minute. Let me just try something here. I've got these elastics on here so I know which canister goes on which thing. Let's see. Okay, that one works. Let's just go with that one. That's funny. You know, you always have something when you're on the Facebook Live. You can't do a retake. Hey, Gypsy. Oh my gosh, everybody's here. Is it plugged in? Hey, you know, it might not be plugged in. That's quite possible around here. I have so many different little equipments going on. Okay, so let's go with this one. And that'll be, yeah, that'll be just fine. What we're going to do is we're going to put these guys in here. Oh my gosh. Raspberries. Okay, so your raspberries are super, super good for you. And we're going to make a little layered ice cream. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see what's going on here, but we're just making a little bit of an ice cream. And oh, you know what would be really good with this? Would be, I don't know, it all depends on if you want to do a nut milk or not. You could add that. You could add maple syrup. You could add a nut milk. You could add coconut milk would be really, really good. Almond milk would be good. I'm actually really after today, like I'm after it being like a just kind of sherbety, so I don't really want it too crazy. Okay. All right, so there's one layer. Okay. So pure raspberry. Now you can do this in a couple different things. I'm actually going to attempt to be creative with this, and just get this in the bottom here nicely. If you can do that, and if you know, it's just fun. If you're making a smoothie or you're making a nice cream, which is like an ice cream with no dairy. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just going to try and get that in there as best we can and make it pretty. And so I want to make a couple of these because it's super fun. And you can use whatever kind of glasses you want, obviously. This is a super simple recipe. I have to say, I'm really surprised that so many people are on today because usually people catch this afterwards. So it makes me think, oh, I know what day it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I know why so many people are online and not at work. Oh my goodness, I need a little sip of my water here. I totally remember why everybody's online today. Oh my gosh, so many people must be not working. And that explains the energy too. Oh my gosh, I just thought of that. And so that's okay. We are just going to go with it. I'm not even going to go any further into that subject other than to say I hope everybody's having a really good day, and I hope we have a really good week, and hope everything goes well. Okay, so that's our first layer. We're going to do that, and then I'm still oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out what to do about that machine. Okay, so what I might do, just for all purposes of technological difficulties, I'm going to rinse this real quick, you guys, okay? So I will be right back. Okay, so my actual plan was to have all these different canisters so that I wouldn't have to jump around and do that. But that's okay. You know, we just work with whatever's happening, and that's what happens with a Facebook Live or anything else, is that it's so much fun to figure it out, right? You guys have come on here, and the Facebook has been so interesting and so fun because you know, when the whole thing started in March, people couldn't come to my events, and I had a lot of events with different things: raw food cooking, elixir making, herbal making, like herbal tincture making, and all different kinds of recipes and things. And so when we were shut down in March, people were like, oh my gosh, I can't come to your events anymore. What are we going to do? And so we started the Facebook Live, which has turned into a comedy show. And it's really fun because every morning we get together and people ask me to do certain specific recipes. This thing is so slidey. And, you know, to share recipes on healthy food. And so that's kind of how this started. And if you go to my Facebook, if you go to my YouTube, there's a couple hundred recipes on there of like 15-minute fast, healthy, really healthy meals. And those are a lot more professional than this is. Although having said that, I am so not a professional cook at all. I'm a herbalist. I'm a certified herbalist and natural health consultant, and that's what I do, like, professionally. Cooking is not my profession or my expertise, but people want to know how I put together the meals that I post on my Instagram and my Facebook. And so that's how this Facebook Live became, was that people said, you know, let's just watch you, you know, hang out in your kitchen every morning and watch you do what you do to make all those pictures that are so pretty with the food. So that's how it kind of came around. And so anyways, we talk about different things like herbs. This week, we did some work with ashwagandha and astragalus, and talking about the immune boosting functions of them. You know, it's really important during this time to keep your immune system healthy. Was it last week we did the ferments, and so we're doing the fermentations here, if you can see. We have carrots fermenting, we have tomatoes fermenting. We did a fermentation with salsa. And oh my gosh, you know, if you have never had fermented salsa, you absolutely need to try it. When the salsa, you just make your regular salsa recipe, whatever that is, you know. We've done it with mangoes, we've done it, you know, regular tomatoey peppers and stuff like that. And when it ferments, the lactic acid starts forming, and as it ferments, it creates the beneficial bacteria, right? You guys know that. It's got all the probiotic bacteria, which is so good for the gut health and the immune system. And, you know, they've done so many studies with the way that raw fermented foods react with the brain. They've been using it for people with Alzheimer's. They've been using it for depression. You know, the effects of the fermented foods on the body are just like, you know, almost too many to mention. It's good for people with candida issues. Oh my gosh, just your whole immune system. So really, really important to do the fermentation. Today's just a fun day of a couple of desserts. And I'm so surprised that so many people are on here until I remembered what today is. And so it will all be very interesting. I probably should have cut this up a little smaller. Sometimes I get so distracted when I'm talking that I forget that this is not my Vitamix. These are little tiny blades that need a lot of help. And so, as you can see, we just work with recipes that people want me to put together. They want to they want to watch me experiment with all kinds of different foods and unusual recipes. And so we do work with a lot of really different foods. Work a lot with seaweeds, which are really good for the thyroid and have the natural iodine and reverse the effects of the radiation. And I'm just going to make noise here. I hope I am. Okay, so there's our mango part. I forgot to say this, mango. And oh my gosh, and Tana's here too. All the experts in food making just joining me here while I fool around with trying to attempt to make a rainbow smoothie is what we're actually trying to do here. So, yeah, so we do a lot of, where'd my little thing go? Oh, there it is. We do a lot of recipes with things like seaweeds, medicinal mushrooms. You know, you really, I'm not going to say you really, but it's very important this fall, this winter, it is fall and almost winter. Well, not really, hopefully. To keep your immune system healthy. So I'm really encouraging people to go ahead and make these sauerkraut, you know, like a raw sauerkraut recipe or ferment anything. It's really, really easy. I know that's not what we're doing today, but this is just like a fun dessert day. But, you know, it's just so important as we move into these times. Like, I don't know exactly what's going to go on. And there are, you know, a couple million theories out there, but at any rate, it is important to stay healthy. Even in a regular year, super important to stay healthy. And that's about enough of that, I would say, would you say? And so yeah, so your vitamin C, your vitamin D is super, super important. Fresh fruits and vegetables, or doing things with your smoothies, like we added, you could add to this, and I have done that before. I think we did that last week. We actually added greens to the smoothie, or sorry, to the dessert. What were we making? We were making a chocolate something, and we added greens to it. And so you could also add something like ashwagandha to this, and that would boost the immune boosting properties of it. And just grabbing my other little thing here for the next recipe. I'll move this over. So you could add ashwagandha, you could add shatavari if you have, well, it's good for both male and female reproductive systems, but if you have a little bit of hormone, you know, out of whack a little bit, shatavari is a really, really good one. And shatavari is not terrible tasting. You could add shatavari to your smoothie. Just going to try and layer this here. I don't know how well that's going to work with that kind of glass. And we can use the same cup here. So yeah, so you could add shatavari to your teas. And so we're going to be doing something like that with this next dessert that's coming on here. Hey Linda, oh my gosh, everybody's here. Oh my god, okay, this is the thing I need. Oh, it's very distracting, but it's awesome. Wow, I didn't even know that this many people knew I was doing this little private event for a few close friends. Okay, so these are the frozen bananas. I'm going to try and get them in here. And these guys, you know, if you ever want a super easy ice cream that's dairy-free, just freeze some bananas. You can add cocoa to it, have bananas and cocoa. That's all you need is bananas and cocoa. The bananas are sweet enough that you don't need to add anything else. You can add anything to the bananas for flavoring. Like you can add your strawberries, you can add any kind of fruit, anything. I personally really like the cocoa and bananas because it's really good. And I'm more of a chocolate lover. But you can add whatever you want. It does take on a little bit of the banana flavor though, so if you want to have another nice cream instead of ice cream, you can use frozen apples, which is kind of funny, but it works really well as well. Okay, so I'm going to explain a couple other things here. Yeah, you can use frozen apples, surprisingly, any frozen fruit. So what we're going to do is we're going to be after another color here. And when I do my greens formula, I custom make a greens formula for ourselves in the morning, and it has ashwagandha, astragalus, ginseng, maca, ginkgo, and moringa, and shatavari. So those are all immune assisting, you know, really good for the brain function, the immune function. They're antiviral. They are most of them are adaptogens, which means that they really help you with any kind of stress. And I put that in my greens. So when you're in the comments, people were asking me what kind of greens do I take, and I take a it doesn't really matter on the brand as long as it has a high quality first couple ingredients. So usually it'll start with a spirulina. Spirulina or chlorella are of course, you know, more expensive, but you don't want just a bunch of fillers in your greens. So I will say one of the ones I really like a lot is Enerex, E-N-E-R-E-X, and you can get that if you're in town here at Healthy Habits or any health food store. But what's interesting with the greens products is the spirulina is like an algae, kind of a blue-green algae. And then the other super important one is chlorella. And so the spirulina comes in different colors, and that's why I'm kind of leading up to this. This is a sky blue spirulina. So typically your spirulina is going to be, and it's got protein, it's like a blood transfusion. It is so super high antioxidant activity and feeds into the cells, and it's like top of the line spirulina and chlorella for any kind of greens. But this one, they've I don't know what they've done to it, but they've taken it out. It's usually like a darker blue-green, and they've taken it out and they have separated it into the light blue color. So if you can see that. So it's kind of fun to play with, to be able to get your antioxidants, you know, that the antioxidants fight free radicals, your whole immune system benefits. This is like chlorophyll, right? So it's like feeding your blood big time, your blood, your liver, your brain health, everything. So we can add a little bit of blue to this and make it super fun. I'm just going to use the same thing with the mango since since my other blender isn't working right now. And we're just going to, oh, I should add a little bit of water to this. You know, whatever it takes to get your blades to work is a really good idea when you're working with these little magic bullet guys. So, and I wonder if I need to chop that up a bit for him. Oh, I think that he'll be okay. I'm so used to using my Vitamix, which is like super powerful and, you know, would just plow through anything, cut through anything. But I'm making such small little amounts here that this guy will be a better machine. Okay, so this is kind of cool. I can see that it's got the blue mixing. We'll just get that mixed a little more. Okay, so all we're doing here is a super easy rainbow smoothie, or not a smoothie. I keep calling it a smoothie, but it's actually like, I guess it's a smoothie. But you could freeze this, probably not in these glasses, but you could freeze it, put it in the freezer and have it like an ice cream. Just take it out, you know, because it's fruit, it'll thaw within about 20 minutes. So just take it out after about 20 minutes and then you have this beautiful, natural, super healthy ice cream. So you've got your colors there, very cute. And, you know, you could go with the darker greens like the other spirulina, or the chlorella is like a super dark green, just to have fun with the colors. Of course, you can add purple fruit, right? You could add blackberries, you could add all kinds of things. So, and the thing to remember with your berries too is, especially grapes and the purple berries, have a resveratrol, and that's so important in these times right now for your immune system. So I'm just going to top these guys off here. And it's super fun. And so, like I said before, if you want, it's up to you. I should put another little bit on there. If you want, you can make this sweeter. I did not add any sweetener. When you go through this, it'll be really interesting because the bananas will be sweet already. So the bananas are super sweet, especially when they're frozen. So you're going to hit the sweetness on the top. The mango's fairly sweet as well. And then that tartness of the raspberries with no sugar added is just going to, you know, give you an experience of different flavors bursting on your tongue. So, but if you want to, you can add maple syrup to these, or, I mean, if you wanted to make it creamier, you know, you could do that too. I don't exactly know what I'm doing here. What do you think? I've never worked as a barista. So I don't know how to make this look really interesting. Maybe you guys have ideas. That's the nice thing about the Facebook Live is everybody that joins in every day gives their comments and their suggestions, and that's what makes it fun. It's a community experience with working with the different foods, and people ask me to do different recipes and try different things. And I'm not afraid to try because I'm so used to making mistakes. It's best for me to make them, and then you can go, oh, wow, that didn't work for her. So maybe I'll do this. So it's just a lot of fun. So there are those guys. I should put it like this. Okay, a little more balanced. All right, so we are melting. Let me have a look here, see how we're coming along. Oh, good, perfect. Okay, so I'll turn this off. Okay, so this might make a noise, might not. Okay, so this is a super, super simple recipe. Like, if I wasn't trying to do two things at once, I probably would have done the coconut oil and the cocoa, like a organic powdered cocoa, but I didn't. This is the easy way for you guys. It's just a chocolate bar. It's a, I don't know, whatever it is, 80% Belgian chocolate. And so you can melt that down, and then what we're going to do with it is going to be super cool. So we're going to add coconut milk to it. This is a, I should have taken the whole lid off. This is the canned coconut milk. And so we're just going to add this to the melted chocolate. And, you know, it's going to be a little decadent, I have to say, but we're going to try and make it as healthy as possible anyways. So this is one of my least healthiest recipes. So we're going to mix this together, and this particular, oh, I forgot to say, the people that are, hey, everybody's here this morning. Hi, it's so cool. Yeah, so we're going to try and make this as healthy as possible, even though it is coconut milk. And so there's a couple different kinds of coconut milk. Usually, where's my little cloth here? Getting coconut milk on everything. Usually your coconut milk is, many of the brands have like the cream part is on top, and then it's really watery in the second bottom half. This particular brand, it's the Tropic Isle, and it's like super creamy all the way through almost. And so depending on what you're making, I know it's not really labeled as organic. It is from Thailand. But depending on what you're making, it is super, if you're looking for something creamy, it's a good brand for that. And I know Minika's been familiar with it. Where do I get that brand? It's, and I'm sorry you guys that we're backwards. It is Tropic Isle, even though it says backwards on it. Oh my gosh, any grocery store. Pretty much any grocery store will have it. So, what we're doing with this is we're actually just going to mix the coconut milk in with the chocolate. Super easy. Like, this is such an easy recipe. And then you can add whatever fruit you want. So we're going to, where did they go? Oh, there they are. We're going to add goji berries to it. Oh, I'm losing my voice already. It's like I can go for about a half an hour and then my voice starts going away. Okay, so goji berries, we're going to add goji berries, full of antioxidants, full of, how many are in there? Let's see. And I hope somebody's taking down the measurements, because the recipe, because I'm so terrible for that. We're just going to add this many, and then we're going to go and grab the powders, because I did forget to grab the powders for it. Whoops. Okay, so this is what I meant. We've been working last week with adding herbal powders or whatever. You can even add herbal tea to some of your recipes. Whatever is has benefit, like if you're working with a tea that has these things like ashwagandha, astragalus, or maca, or even ginger, you know, in certain recipes, you can, if you're adding a liquid, you can add a herbal tea that has benefits like that, like the ginger or any of those things. Let me think about what else would be good. Can't really use licorice root. Ginkgo is really good. If you were drinking a ginkgo tea, like a memory tea, adding that to your soups is super awesome. It adds that additional boost for your immune system and your brain and everything. So for this decadent chocolate, we're going to try and make it healthier. And so we've added some goji berries. Goji berries used to be called wolf berries, you know, a long time ago. And they're really good for your liver, really good for your eyes. They're full of antioxidants. And okay, awesome. Jane, I love doing the Facebook Live with everyone, because everyone jumps in to help each other out, and Jane knows where that coconut milk is. So what I'm going to do is just a twist on this cocoa with the coconut milk and the goji berries is that's 80% cocoa, so it's not too sweet. If you wanted to, you could use something sweeter, but I'm not going to. What I am going to use, and I came up with this idea, and I wish I had freeze-dried raspberries. It seems to be a berry day. I wish I had freeze-dried raspberries or strawberries, and I don't, but I happen to have this, and it's an Epicure product, and I'm pretty sure these guys are freeze-dried because they're pretty, they don't look like the dehydrated raspberries and strawberries that I dehydrate. And I don't sell Epicure or anything, but I thought, okay, I'm going to use this. And and see. So we're just going to add some fruit. Dried fruit. Looks like there's a little sugar in there. So I guess I'm not going to get away with it being less sweet. Oops. Okay. Anyways, there you go. You can use whatever you want. You can stick with the goji berries if you want to. But add some kind of, you could add coconut. You could add blueberries. You could add any kind of fruit to this. It's just a super simple way of making little chocolate balls. We're going to turn them into chocolate balls. We're going to put them in the freezer. So this is a super easy recipe. And again, trying to make your dessert as healthy as possible. So I am going to add some of my powders. And these powders contain ashwagandha, which is it's an adaptogen, so it's really good for stress. It's good for hormone balancing. It's good for sleep. So that's quite a bit of chocolate. So I'm going to add like maybe, I don't know, is that like a level heaping tablespoon. And I'm also adding the astragalus, which is really good for your immune system. It's anti-inflammatory. If you wanted to, you could even, and we might as well, because no one will know or care other than I'll know it's in there. And it's so beneficial. We could add turmeric to this. You could add whatever you want to your dessert. Everyone knows how beneficial turmeric is. It has the curcumin, really good for inflammation, good for arthritis. And when you're adding the turmeric to any recipes, it is a little bit bitter. So you want to watch what you're adding it to, so that you don't really ruin whatever it is that you're making. But in this case, since it's 80%, it's a bitter tasting chocolate. And since since the dehydrated berries had stuff in it I didn't know about, and we're going to add the turmeric, and that'll bring it back down to the bitter side and make it extra healthy, and it will make it anti-inflammatory. So we're making the chocolate anti-inflammatory and having fun with the morning powders. Okay, let's see. The other thing that's in morning powders is olive leaf extract. And that's very antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral. The other thing that's in the, oh my gosh, I need the ginkgo. I need more ginkgo in here for my memory. There's something else in here. Anyways, antiviral, olive leaf extract. Oh, there's maca. Maca in here. Maca is good for the energy. And so maca is a good thing. And I do add shatavari to my morning powders as well, because it does balance the reproductive system. It's specifically really fantastic for women, but it's also very good for men as well. So unfortunately, I can't show you the end result of this, because this is going to go in the freezer and just start to, for lack of a better word, it's going to mousse up. So it's going to come into a mousse kind of consistency. And then at that point, you can do a couple things with it. You can, depending on how hard it gets, like how long you leave it in the freezer, you could take it out. You can roll it in a little ball in some cocoa. You can make little cocoa balls with it. If you want to, the other thing you can do, which I might do now that I'm thinking about it, is those little molds. You can put those little molds in. I've got some little heart-shaped chocolate molds, or whatever you want to do, and put it in the freezer so you could have it like that as well. So whatever you want to do with this, but it's just a super easy recipe with a bit of a twist. The coconut milk makes it like super decadent and light, and just more like a truffle. It's kind of like a truffle. And yeah, so they're kind of like truffle-y with goji berries and turmeric and the, herbal powders, the ashwagandha, astragalus. Oh, it's got moringa in it as well, which is antioxidant and anti-inflammatory too. And so it's like a super healthy chocolate that's easy to make. I have to say, I know I'm rattling off a lot of different herbs that people may not have, and I usually try and stick to things that people have in their kitchen cupboards, so that you can do this at home kind of thing. So if you were going to do this on your own, things you could add would be ginger. You'd probably have ginger. You could add peppermint if you want. And if you don't have like a peppermint extract oil or anything like that, if you have a little, like a coffee grinder that you don't really use for coffee, then you could put the peppermint leaves in that grinder and make it into powder to give it a peppermint taste. If you had coconut, you could put coconut in it. If you want to, you could put cayenne in it for the really good for the circulation, good for the blood, good for the heart. The ginger is also antiviral, so ginger would be something you could add. Other herbs that you could add, let's see at the comments here. Yeah, ginger would be really, really good. What else do people have in their cupboards? Oh, cardamom. Well, I don't know. I mean, I have it in my cupboard. I don't know if everyone else does. But cardamom would, if you ground it up, again, that would give it like a chai, chocolate chai. That'd be a really good idea. I mean, if you want to get really crazy, you can actually add coffee to it, instant coffee. So, and that would give it an espresso flavor, which takes me into orange. You could actually add orange to it. If you wanted to, if you had some fresh oranges, and you don't have an extract or powdered orange peel or anything, you could just put orange juice in it, because we're going to freeze it, right? So it would pick up those flavors. So yeah, you can do pretty much anything to it, but at this point in time, it's super healthy with all of the immune boosting herbs, and so I encourage you, just play with food. I mean, as you can see, we had a little, we've had a pretty interesting morning here with a couple technical difficulties, but it's pretty and it's healthy, and so yeah, give it a try. So I look forward to your comments and your suggestions for what else I should try and put together with you guys, and look forward to your comments and suggestions, and we'll see you guys tomorrow at 11. Have a really good day, and deep heartfelt energy for everything and everyone right now at this time. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 11, and it'll be a fantastic day. Check out my Instagram, my YouTube channel, and share and subscribe for more interesting healthy videos.